Welcome everyone. Welcome Kishore. We are excited to have you on the Smart Spreadsheet podcast today. Kishore is the founder and CEO of SEO Souq, a pioneering digital marketing agency in Dubai that guarantees 700% ROI by using AI and the power of Metaverse. With over 20 years of experience, he has mastered digital marketing and helped countless businesses thrive online. He is also an influencer in the metaverse, an author, and a Metaverse Accelerator member. Today, we are going to talk to Kishore about Dubai digital marketing landscape, his top spreadsheet tips about marketers, and advice for aspiring marketers in Dubai. Whether you want to get hired in digital marketing or want to launch your own agency, this episode is perfect for you. So let's begin. Hi, hi Kishore, how are you doing?
Thank you for having me, and welcome to all members.
All right, Kishore. So, can we start with the questions?
Definitely.
Yeah, so basically, what I know is that you have a immersive experience in the field of digital marketing, and you have an impressive background as a digital marketing leader in Dubai, and you're also a metaverse influencer and a published author. So, can you tell us about your career journey and what led you to start all this?
Yeah, sure. I started off in the advertising industry. I used to work with Sachi as copywriter, and in those days we were creating ads for radio, TV, and magazines, brochures and leaflets and things like that. So when the digital age came along, I transitioned into the digital area and became a digital analytics manager, as well as was running campaigns for clients. And then I headed an agency here in Dubai as GM, and then I started my own agency called SEO Souq in 2016, and has established a space for myself working with semi-government clients and enterprise accounts, helping them with their SEO, content marketing, digital, and metaverse marketing. So that has been my journey so far.
All right. So, what I know is that metaverse is still a very new technology along with AI. So, as the founder of SEO Souq, can you tell us what inspired you to start your agency, and that too, it is focused more on AI and the metaverse?
So I started off SEO Souk in 2016 because I had spent a lot of time in the workplace as an employee. So I thought it was time to become an entrepreneur. Plus, I had built up a large followership on LinkedIn. So it was quite easy for me to get business from LinkedIn by making posts. So that was the initial thought behind starting SEO Souk. So when SEO Souk started off, there was no generative AI and there was no metaverse. We were purely working on SEO, content marketing, and digital marketing. But when the metaverse came along, we transitioned into that space, and we have adopted generative AI also. I was lucky to be a part of the Meta Accelerator program, and we picked up a lot of information about generative AI and metaverse from those kind of programs also.
All right. So, you told us that you are in this field from over 20 years, and even SEO Souk is out here from last 8 years or so. So, can you just tell us how the field has changed over so many years, and what kind of changes have you experienced in the market over so much time?
So, digital marketing per se is the most competitive industry in this region. So, if anyone will go to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT, which is the most competitive business in the UAE, it is digital marketing. So, there are thousands and thousands and thousands of agencies, and there are not as many clients. So, each agency is running after the same client. So, it's a very saturated market and a red ocean. So in this red ocean, it has to be you need to have very strong USP to stand out, and which is what we did with our 700% ROI. So we still don't have any agency in town which can offer 700% ROI. So we are the only one which is doing that, and that has been a very, very strong USP. And now we are using the metaverse and generative AI also to generate the 700% ROI. So that is my advice for anyone starting a business. If you're entering a saturated business, you need to have a strong USP. If you're entering a blue ocean, then you don't need to have a USP. The fact that you are in a blue ocean is good enough for you to become successful.
All right, thank you so much for that knowledge. So, like, I would like to ask you to explain this term generative AI and like its use in digital marketing for anyone who is new to all this and does not have a lot of technical experience, so like they can understand it as well.
Yeah, definitely. So generative AI, as you know, became famous from last year onwards when ChatGPT was released, and people were expecting ChatGPT be something like Google, but we all quickly realized that Google and ChatGPT are totally different platforms. So a good example that I give in all of my talks is that if you go to Google and search for the brown fox which jumped across the wall, Google would tell you about more about the brown fox because it doesn't understand that you are trying to search for a panagram, which was used by typesetters and later used by people creating newspapers and magazines for typesetting to have filler sentences that
Mm-hmm.
flows quite well. So ChatGPT is able to understand that it is a panagram, and it will tell you that it is the world's largest panagram, and it will give you the history. It will tell you how to use it and all of that. So there is intelligence behind ChatGPT, which is not there in Google, or was not there in Google. But of course, Google came up with their own system called Google Bard, which is even better than ChatGPT. But both of them are following the same principles of providing intelligent answers. It's able to build upon your query. It can feed in case studies. It can feed in information. It can check the grammar. It can do the coding for you. It can do debugging. So there is a number of ways that generative AI can assist anyone out there. So there's a huge market for generative AI, and the future definitely is moving in that direction.
All right, got it. Thank you so much. It is explained in such a nicely way for all of us to understand. Now, I have one other question about it. It is like related to your social media presence. So, like, you have a lot of knowledge about digital marketing, AI, metaverse, and all that. Plus, you have a very large following on LinkedIn, as well as you have a Facebook group for digital marketing Dubai as well, right? And it has like over 100,000 members too. So, like, can you tell us some tips which helped you grow the group as well, like how you grew your social media presence too?
Yeah, the group is the fastest growing group in this region. We are adding 1,000 new members every week. So it's a very fast growing group. And it didn't start off with an agenda. It started off as an area where people can share their insights about digital marketing. And there was no group common to that. So we thought it would be a fun idea to have a group. But we quickly found out that it is a place where a community can come together, discuss ideas, share trends, share tips, share jobs, get business offers, referrals. So it has become a community of its own where people are sharing. The secret behind its growth is that it is strictly monitored. So, although there is no agenda behind the group is very, very strict in its policy of posting. So, 99% of posts do not get approved because people try to post ads, people try to post messages, they try to post all funny things, but none of that gets approved. Only very serious, very genuine, original matter gets approved in the group, and that has made the members very feel very safe that they are in a group where there is no spam, everything is monitored, all the jobs are genuine, the business offers are genuine, and so forth. So that has built trust among the community, and that has helped it to grow. So anyone planning to start a group, planning to grow a group, the best thing to do is strictly monitor it. Do not let spam enter the group, and remove spammers immediately. So it will become a very clean community for you.
All right, got it, sir. So, like, about your team as well, I had a question. Like, you definitely must have some remote members too, right? So, like, what are some key strategies that you could give us so that anyone could successfully manage a remote team? And, like, how do you keep your team members aligned even though they are remote? And how do you keep them motivated? Because, like, managing such a big business with remote members is difficult. So, like, what are some tips?
So all of our members are based here in the UAE itself because many of our clients are semi-government and government clients for whom the project members have to be based in the UAE. So IPs are monitored. So we don't have members outside the UAE. All members are within the UAE itself, and yet people are working from different locations. Sometimes they travel, they're on vacation and all of that. And so yes, we all have our strict planning per day on what has to be done by each person. So one thing we have found out is that it is best to assign one task to one person, so we don't have multitasking. A person who is doing graphic design is only doing graphic design, and another person who is doing writing is only doing writing. A programmer is only doing programming. So that kind of differentiation based on the tasks and their skills is what is helping us to build a strong agency which is very trusted. And trust is what we are all about, because when a client comes to us, they know that, they give us a job, we'll do it 100% accurately without any lag or any complaints and things like that. So that is very important. The clients are not looking for additional support. They are looking for someone that they can trust with the job, and they want to get it done, and they don't want to spend more time on that.
All right, got it. One more question. It is that when it comes to marketing, most people don't really understand the use of spreadsheets. But like spreadsheets are invaluable in order to calculate ROI, in order to track campaigns, analyze data, and all that, right? So like, what are some top tips that you could give for using spreadsheets effectively for like marketing context?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And yes, spreadsheets are extremely valuable, especially when you're tracking your ROAS and ROI. Now, when you're running campaigns on Google and Facebook and TikTok and LinkedIn and native platforms, and you're using multiple channels, maybe you're running campaigns in the metaverse, or you're running ads on Quora and other channels or Medium, etc. So when you have multiple channels, then it gets difficult to do that within Google Analytics itself. So it is always a good idea to extrapolate the data from Google Analytics and use smart spreadsheets to tabulate your ROAS and ROI, and also keep track of your daily spend and your daily leads coming in. And moreover, sometimes there is a disconnect between digital and offline. So for example, when you have leads coming in, you wouldn't know whether those leads converted into no show or show, or whether it converted into meetings, and after the meetings was a invoice raised, did the sale close, and what was the value of the sale. So all of those things cannot be contained within Google Analytics. So having spreadsheets is definitely a good idea if you want to tabulate all of that in one dashboard.
All right, got it. So like the word you used, smart spreadsheets. So like, do you have some tips for making workflows so that one could automate that work in smart sheet, like in spreadsheets, and use it in a much better way? Because manually using it is very difficult. So like, what are some tips and workflows that you use to automate your agency spreadsheets? And basically, what are some processes that you use to save your time and efficiently put in the work in the spreadsheet?
Yeah, me coming from a marketing background, and my strength being in marketing, I have a separate person to handle the spreadsheets and all of that. So I personally am not involved, but overall the flow is, if for example we use Zapier a lot, when leads come in from various channels. Some platforms are not good in showing up when the lead came in. So Zapier connected to a spreadsheet, or Zapier connected to a CRM can solve a lot of issues, for example, for the lead flow. Now, when it comes to the marketing and analytics tabulation, the spreadsheet is uh, is very useful, especially if you're using a CRM which has got AI functionalities. So the campaign itself can be tracked on analytics. You can connect it with CRM to see how the sales team is following up with the leads and so forth. And from there, you can extrapolate those data and use spreadsheets to tabulate your spend and revenue and ROI and ROS. So it all comes together on the sheet, and you have updated information on what has to be done on a daily basis.
All right, got it, sir. So, like, basically, like you told us in the starting that the digital marketing business, especially in UAE, is already like very saturated. So, it is difficult for new people without an USP to come in and might even survive. Right. So, like, what are some advices or what advice in general, just an advice that you would give to someone who is trying to start out a business in Dubai? Like, what are some challenges that they should watch out for?
Yeah, the major challenge, the advantage is that everything is smooth, everything is transparent, everything is easy to be done. Things can be done very quickly. There is no red tape. Things are very smooth. Process is smooth. The infrastructure is very solid. So those are the advantages. The disadvantage is the number of agencies in town is in thousands. So standing out among those agencies and trying to get clients is the big challenge, and that can be done if you are niche specific. So if you concentrate on one niche and become an expert in that niche, probably you will have a higher chance, and your USP can also be centered around that niche. So as long as you're doing that and you're committed and you're reliable and you're trustworthy and you can communicate to that to the client, you always have a chance to become successful in any saturated market, whether it is Dubai or whether it is in India or whether it is in any other place. I'm sure in all cities there is a lot of saturation for digital agencies. So wherever you are, you can stand out.
All right, thank you so much. And like regarding jobs, what are some tips that you would give to people who are trying to find jobs in UAE or Dubai? Plus, what are some skills that would actually help them stand out and would make it easier for them to land a job?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, digital marketing is said to be one of the fastest growing industries for the coming many years. So, the statistics are very positive for the job seeker in this industry. My advice would be to become a specialist in something. So, becoming a search specialist or becoming a display specialist or a content marketing specialist or an analytics expert or maybe an app developer, or you could be a spreadsheet expert, for example. So, becoming an expert in one area would be the best, because if you try to become a specialist in multiple areas, then most probably you will get picked up with smaller agencies which are looking for multitaskers, and that would always have a lower salary rather than getting into a top level agency which is looking for a specialist who has deep knowledge about one thing. And that is a skill that you need to acquire, you need to develop, you need to work with people, you need to study a lot, you need to talk to experts and try to dig deep and find all the latest developments. The good thing is digital marketing is changing on a daily basis. So yesterday's expert is no longer an expert today. So there is always opportunity for people to come in, learn more, and do more than others and get ahead. So agencies are only looking for people with expertise. So the educational background, your past work experience, all of that is not very important. What is important is how much you know about a particular platform or about a particular area, and that will make you more valuable for the company.
All right, got it. So, like, if someone gets a specialization in a particular field, how can they stand out amongst all the other people who are maybe applying for the same job or have the same qualification? What are some tips that you could give for people to showcase their expertise?
Yeah, that's a very important question, and you can stand out by showing your detail to attention. So when you talk about a particular platform and you talk about the nitty-gritties, then the person on the other side is immediately able to understand whether you are an expert or not. So for thousands of people applying for an Facebook ad campaign manager, for example, if you were to talk about CRO campaigns and you were to talk about Zapier integration and you were to talk about advanced FB marketing techniques, then the interviewer will immediately know that this is not a normal FB ad specialist. This is someone who has got deep knowledge about that industry. and that will help you to stand out, not just in interview but also on social media. So when you start talking about that on LinkedIn and Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, then people understand immediately that this is an expert. You can't fake becoming an expert, because if you wouldn't have that kind of deep knowledge, you would talk about very generic thing that everyone knows. So that would put you in a wrong position. So getting out of that is just by becoming an expert and talking about your expertise.
All right, got it, sir. So, like, more of a general question, but where do you see the biggest opportunity for digital marketers, especially in Dubai and UAE, in the next 3 to 5 years?
The big opportunity and the big threat is coming from AI, because AI is automating a lot of tasks, and that also brings with it the opportunity, which is the art of persuading someone to take an action. So, digital marketing, as everyone knows, looks very simple but is very complex, because it's very difficult to get people to buy into something or become a quality lead or a band qualified lead. It's extremely challenging. So, AI is helping in all of that, and if you can use the power of AI and become a better and more persuasive marketer using all the tools and technologies which is available, you would become unstoppable in any market. And that, I guess, would be the biggest tip for any newcomers out there.
All right, so taking advantage of the new technology like AI and Metaverse too, right? Regarding Metaverse, it is actually very interesting that you are also a Metaverse influencer. So, like, can you give us a small detail about how you are leveraging the Metaverse for marketing?
So, for Metaverse, we have created 10 courses about the Metaverse, and it has been acquired by Meta themselves. So, it is built with their own support for the Meta Accelerator community. So, our knowledge of Metaverse is on different platforms, and each platform has got its own strengths and opportunities. So, for example, we have a course which teaches people how to use Zepeto to become a better e-commerce marketer, and that is something which doesn't exist out there. So, the metaverse per se is taking two directions. One, you have the entertainment road, which is taken by players like Minecraft and other gaming metaverses like Axie Infinity and so forth. They're all going into the gaming metaverse. Whereas there is another type of metaverse which is coming up, which is more industrial metaverses. And this is where Microsoft and Google and even Facebook with their Horizons World, they're all moving into that industrial and business metaverse, which is not about gaming, which is not about metaverse coins. It's all about how to build factories, how to build digital twins, how to improve energy efficiency, how to improve the workflow within a factory, as well as it's even moving into the healthcare and trying to help people create digital twins so they can do genome testing and improve the health of people. So that is a very serious kind of metaverse which is building up, and that is actually growing faster than the entertainment metaverse. But the industrial metaverse is kind of hidden from the general public, and it's not very evident. Whereas what we are seeing is the entertainment metaverse of Roblox and Axie Infinity and Minecraft and so forth. So that is where the visibility is, but the growth is in the industrial metaverse.
All right. So, like, what are some of the Metaverse applications that you are most excited about and would love to look more into?
So all of our efforts are for our clients who are in operating in the industrial metaverses. So helping them to come up with concepts which can create digital twins, how to be more energy efficient, and how to use platforms to improve productivity, reduce work time, and all of that, improve logistics, warehousing, etc., is where our stress is. So on a case by case basis, we advise clients on how to move into those areas and how to build digital twins, etc. So that is where the focus is.
All right. So, like, digital marketing in itself is a really big concept, right? So, what are some common mistakes that businesses make with their digital marketing efforts, especially in Dubai?
So the digital marketing mistakes are common across the globe, and if someone were to do a study, they would know that 90% of digital marketing goes kind of wasted and doesn't bring out outcomes. And that is because there are multiple layers in between the customer and the product, which has been created by search engines and social media. So these layers make the advertisers spend a lot of money in trying to reach the customer, and that is why the cost between acquiring a customer and the profit made per transaction never matches, especially in e-commerce. So when people sit down and use spreadsheets to tabulate those kind of equations, they will quickly come to a conclusion that digital marketing is not working in their favor. Especially, it's not profitably working for them. So once you discover how much not profitable your digital marketing campaign is, then it is a good starting point. So if the ROI is minus 100, for example, then you kind of know what are the biggest mistakes that you're doing to reach the minus 100% ROI, and then make it 0%, and then go into 100% ROI, and then try to make it better and better. So that deep analysis is what is missing, because people are moving with the season. So seasonality is killing campaigns, because many people have a retail mentality of going with seasons. So people have the new year seasons, and then the Christmas, and all these different kind of seasonalities come along, or there are some events happening. And what is happening in the real world is being trying to reflect it in the digital world, and trying to run campaigns around those kind of events is another challenge. So overall, the lack of tracking and lack of understanding where the ROI stands, I think, is the biggest opportunity for people who seriously want to make money out of digital marketing.
All right, got it, sir. So, like, before we end everything and pack it up, I would like you to give some final words for the younger audience, maybe for people who are thriving to get into digital marketing in Dubai, and also, like, what are some ways by which you stay on the edge and you keep getting more and more knowledge about digital marketing in general? Because, like, you told us that it is changing every day, so there is place for everyone, right? So how do you keep up to the new information, to the new technology, and how others who are not even in the digital marketing field right now can get inside and maybe start doing something?
Yeah, sure. So one advantage we have is that we have the Digital Marketing Dubai group, and there are thousands of experts over there sharing their knowledge on a daily basis. So we keep getting a lot of information from the Digital Marketing Dubai group. Plus, we are always on other channels and trying to see what are the new trends and learning from all of those places. So that's how we keep ourselves updated. For new people, the big opportunity, as I said, is the metaverse and generative AI. No doubt about that. So that is the direction where everything is moving, and soon they will collide also, which will make it even more interesting. So digital marketing, social media marketing, and all of that will take different forms in the coming years. And people who have an ear on the ground will be ahead, because you know what is happening and you will be able to adapt and change. But all of that can happen only after you become an expert in one particular area. So my advice would be to become a specialist in one area, and then be keeping yourself abreast with the latest trends, so that you can evolve and move along with the times.
All right, thank you so much for your valuable time and expertise, sir. It was really great to have you on this podcast, and the knowledge you shared would be helpful for all of us. So thank you so much once again. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for